la 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 la. Let's mix it up. Let's mix it up. Let's have a rousing discussion on many different topics. Let's mix it up. Guys, give it about a minute and we'll have our daily discussion. Well, holy hell. You guys can't see this off picture, but there's a giant bounce house in this person's yard. And this is a Monday. It's outlandish. Wow. Sorry. Welcome to our 2 viewers. Glad you could tune in. Good to see you. Now guys, there's been a lot of back and forth on the Facebook groups today, and a lot of that's my fault. And I would like to give a little bit of background on what it is, the intentions are in the groups and with the posts that I make. A lot of people are like, man, why do you keep beating a dead horse? Why do you keep flogging a dead dolphin? The reason why is I believe the groups are meant for more than just sitting there talking about pictures of people doing jobs badly and everybody saying how bad the jobs are. I mean, I know we're just kind of hanging out a little bit and relaxing, but I think we ought to do a little bit more and just think about it, kind of critically think about our trade, where we go from here. Whether you think cutting edge is me dropping POE oil into a unit on top of mineral, or whether you think cutting edge is the iManifold ruling all the digital gauges, we can all agree that that advancement and talking about things like that will make us better. I just don't want to sit down because, you know, we have lives, we have families, we have all this stuff. We might as well make productive time of the time we have together learning from each other. I tend to do things, and I came up with Cowboys of HVAC to describe this, and it's not meant to be negative, and it's only meant to slightly glamour as sort of a cutting edge thing. And cutting edge meaning if you don't like it, I'm probably not going to change your mind at this point. And it doesn't matter what I cite as far as studies, because the other side has about 1,000 studies that they will then cite, and no one will listen to each other, and we'll get into a virtual bar fight with flinging chairs and tossing people over the counter. That's fine. I like those discussions. I'm gonna keep doing them forever. That's just what I like. I mean, it seems like that's a productive way to get people thinking. You know, there's like 30 comments on. Some comments are like, hey, please stop. And it's just who I am. For better or for worse, I want to talk about stuff like that. Now, if I need to move it over into my group, I mean, you guys just let me know, because I posted this into Steven's group so they could see it. And if y'all say we don't want that here, we don't want that kind of discussion, I will gladly just keep it over there in the pro group. That's fine if you're that dead set against it. But I think it's a good thing. I think it's worthwhile. I think it helps us grow as technicians. Even if you don't believe or would never do the stuff that we're doing, doesn't mean that you can't listen to it and learn something from it. At the very least, if you see Jim Pettinato put oil on top of oil on top of mineral in a unit that's 5 years old and it's running perfectly, at least you'll see that, hey, it does seem to be working for this particular gentleman. Is that an anomaly? I've talked about studies on the stuff, and of course we have guys that are bringing up the stuff, you know, Copeland says this, Copeland says that. Absolutely true. You got to weigh those things, and a lot of times you might decide it's not worth the risk, and hey man, that's cool. I totally understand. Guys like Ralph said, we're only using R22. Hey, who can argue with that? R22 is better than all this other shit. So if you're using R22, I mean, go with it. But the debates are going to rage, whether we're talking about digital gauges, analog gauges, the I-manifold's great, I-manifold sucks, 407C is great, I wish 407C was never invented. You got to be willing to participate, and if you don't like it, I would say just stay out of it. I hope that doesn't sound harsh, but I think it's beneficial for the groups as a whole to pursue heated debates like that. I think it's great. Maybe that's just me. But some of this classified as drama is not actually bad. Sure, if we're all calling each other names, if you go in there and it's like, hey, shithead, lubricant, hey, that's fine. You bring up things, make us read things. A lot of people never would have read about any of this shit unless we weren't arguing about it. So you sort of learned without actually intending to. Because you want to know what all these guys are arguing about. We'll start learning about polyvinyl ether oils, because that might be the next step beyond POE. Maybe we can argue about that later. Then maybe we'll start dumping out all the mineral oil, putting polyvinyl ether oil in there. We can all start learning about that. I think it's a good thing. Mixing it up. That's the title is Let's Mix It Up. Let's mix it up. Come on, just don't sit there in your chair watching everything go by. I mean, put some stuff up. Let's talk about it. That's what this stuff is all about. I mean, otherwise, I think we're like wasting our time. Again, that may be just me. I can understand guys just wanting to put pictures up of their work and kind of exchanging information and saying, hey, this is what I did today. Hey, this is what I did today. I like that too. But I like, this other stuff that promotes learning and discussion. Some of us are never going to agree. And some of us are drawn out by these discussions because you feel compelled to speak, because you feel so strongly against what the other side is saying. And we're all good technicians. That's the great part about it. You have these two groups that are totally diametrically opposed, yet are still very experienced, qualified people. That's what's so great about it. But, of course, I'm referring to HVAC with Stephen Raridan, his group, and my group is Talent 875 Pro. That's where most of these type discussions take place. So if you want to participate in those discussions, those are the two groups. I get a kick out of them. I think it's great. And I have played up this so the debate continues. I'm not going to lie. Everyone can clearly see that. I made our Cowboys of HVAC what I call the Let It Be album cover with me, Chuck, John, and Jim on it. Because those are the guys who have sort of done this 407C stuff, and not as much Chuck with the 407C, but I remember Chuck participating in the debate, and he was the one, I believe, who was putting in the piston holders in place of the TXVs, which is the same sort of thing. I mean, it's the same argument for the POE as for changing a TXV to a piston. I mean, a certain system is designed for a certain metering device. How important is it to keep that same metering device? I have many occasions of gone from piston to TXV or TXV to piston. How big of a deal is that? Is that something that's going to change the game? Because you're changing what the manufacturer has put out there. I mean, I put different parts in if I think the manufacturer's parts are inferior. Some people are against that. They only want the OEM. It's really up to what you want to do. But I think everyone should participate in the discussion. I think it's worthwhile. Let me know what you guys think. Should I take the discussion off the group? Should I go over to the pro group and keep it over there? Should I keep the fight in my own house, so to speak? Or do you guys want it over here too? You let me know, and I'll be happy to honor your wishes. This isn't my group, but I felt like this was something that the group would enjoy. But it's really up to what you guys want to do. So, I hope you guys have a safe day, have a safe rest of the week. I'll probably have more blogs. I have been under the weather for the past week or so, but I hope that starts clearing up a little bit better. You can probably tell from my voice, I'm very congested. But I'm going home to eat Taco Bell and hang out and figure up a job. See you guys on the next one. This video was brought to you by Leaky Seal. Leaky Seal stops up everything: refrigerant leaks, orifice tubes, reversing valve, pilot tubes, equalizing ports. Leaky Seal, a name you can trust when you need to clog up one of your system's vital capillary tubes.